of the rival Bears. We go back out to Justin Felder in Chicago, who is joined by a couple of new friends who can share a little more insight on what the Packers are up against.
Dan Wiederer from the Chicago Tribune, Bears beat writer, Jen Latta from Comcast Sportsnet Chicago. And guys, first question I want to ask you about this Bears team. Brandon Marshall, Dan, going to play today with the ankle injury. How effective can he be?
Yeah, that's the big question here, is how effective can he be? Obviously, he's played through this pain the last 3 weeks. He stayed in the game against the Bills, played against the 49ers and Jets, and has had mixed results, played very well against the 49ers. But even Mark Trestman said on Friday, there's a lot that goes into missing an entire week of practice and being ready on Sunday. There's timing issues. You got to know where the quarterback wants you on certain plays. You got to know what the defenses are coming at you with. Brandon Marshall didn't get any of that during practice this week. It was all mental reps. We'll see how he does when the game starts today.
You know, the good news is if somebody has a rapport with Jay Cutler, it's Brandon Marshall, sometimes to a fault. But Marshall told me earlier this year that him doing that inside the NFL on Showtime on Tuesday nights puts that much more pressure on him. He has changed his diet. He's changed some of his workout regimen. He's really doing things to make sure his body can be well. And I'll tell you what, it is going to take him breaking a leg in order for him not to be out on the field, because he knows that people are going to point to that activity on Tuesday and say, see, we knew you shouldn't be doing that. You should be focusing on the field.
Well, you mentioned the rapport with Jay Cutler, year 2 in the Mark Trestman system. Jen, is the team seeing that jump they want to see from Cutler?
Oh, I think so. Look at his 98.2 passer rating this season. Cutler is playing within the Trestman system. He is limiting the mistakes. 2 interceptions this season to his 8 touchdowns, and they put weapons around him. Now, I think the goal is for them to get the run game going, but you're fooling yourself to believe that this team is going to have a 50-50 pass-run ratio. This is a team that is going to pass the ball, and if you look at their red zone success this year, 100% in the red zone this season. Obviously, they've got Robbie Gould, who is always going to put it between the uprights, but 80% touchdowns. This is a team that can score when put in position.
Look, Jay Cutler torpedoed the Bears' chances in week 1. He threw 2 bad interceptions, the last one in the 4th quarter against the Bills, and the question was, how is he going to respond? Well, he led road wins in San Francisco and New York. Very encouraging signs that he could be turnover-free and really steady this offense. In San Francisco, they have 6 punts in their first 6 possessions. He comes back, throws 4 touchdown passes on the next 4. So obviously, signs that he can be resilient and move forward.
I want to ask you the same question they're asking in Green Bay, they're asking in Detroit right now, and it'll be a bigger question without Jared Allen today. What's up with the Bears defense, Dan?
Yeah, well, they're going to be without 4 opening day starters today, and that's a big deal. Jeremiah Ratliff, Jared Allen, those guys will be missing on the defensive front, and so you just have to hope that these backups can provide reinforcement. And they've done a nice job the last 2 weeks, these backups of making plays when needed. The Bears are going to need to stop the run. They're going to need to do what Detroit did against the Packers and make Aaron Rodgers beat you. Obviously, he's done that a lot over his career, but we'll see if the Bears can bottle him up a little bit.
And look, we always talk about it starting up front. They actually have had a bit of a pass rush this season. Willie Young has been a breath of fresh air. I believe he's tied for the league as far as sacks go this season at 4. And then who benefits from that? All the guys in the back. And you're seeing the Bears leading the league as well in the turnovers. They have 8 turnovers this season, 7 turnovers this season perhaps, what is it, 7 or 8? 35 points off of those 7 turnovers. So this is a secondary that is benefiting from just even the littlest push up front, and that's where I think you're really seeing the most improvement in this Bears defense.
Last thing I want to ask you guys about, you're going to hear from Jude and I and Drew and our predictions later. I can tell you mine has no confidence behind it. Jen, what do you see happening here at Soldier Field?
Well, I think it's a home game. I think the Bears are coming off of 2 very important victories on the road, coast to coast, a short week, and the Packers are reeling. I don't think you ever count out Aaron Rodgers. I think he's capable of bringing a team back almost single-handedly, if that's even possible in the NFL. But I got to give the nod to the Bears today just because of the momentum they're carrying through this season, and they know how important it is to snag momentum in this division.
Like Jen, I also picked the Bears, but like you, I have very little confidence in it. I've got Bears 27-24. I think they've just been an emotionally steady team so far this season. I think Jay Cutler gets it done finally against the Packers.
Yeah, should be a good game. I think everybody's agreed on that one. Jen Latta from Comcast Sportsnet Chicago, at Jen Latta on Twitter. Dan Wiederer, beat writer for the Chicago Tribune, at Dan Wiederer on Twitter. Follow these guys for the Bears' perspective. We'll see if their predictions come right and our predictions a little later, Jude, as we send it back to you in the studio.
Thanks a lot, Justin. That'll be interesting to see how that all plays out today. Well, let's take a look at the rest of the NFC North schedule.